Next up is my state representative, and another great guy. Makes it real fun to be active in the political realm, and everyone knows him. My state rep, Larry Gonzales.
Thank you. So I grew up in a Pentecostal church. I was actually bilingual, so I knew probably half of what was going on, right? That's the English half for those of you. So I know what it's like to be the guy between speech and lunch. And that's who I am. I'm the guy that stands between you and whatever you brought to eat. But I think I wanted to do this before lunch because I think it's very important. First of all, thank you for all you do. For all you do. I'm a car guy. I love cars. And I tell people this is like opening the hood and seeing the engine. This is like what's inside the car, right? This is the motor that makes it all run. Because without the people in this room, it doesn't happen. So thank you. The second thank you goes to someone who's not even here. It's my wife. And I always honor my wife when I talk, because when I say this is a family effort, this is a family effort for me to be here. Because somebody has to keep our trains running. Because somebody is taking from soccer and Girl Scouts and piano and buying groceries and doing laundry, because guess what, folks? I'm not doing any of that right now. Because I'm here. And because I had 4 events yesterday and 5 events the day before. So to my wife, Marie, who's not here, thank you to her as well. Now, I'm going to stand here and take a little bit of time talking about how awesome we are in Texas. Because people look at Texas, and I travel around the state now doing some things, and people say, you're so lucky to be in Texas. Job creation, taxes, infrastructure. You guys are awesome. You're so lucky to be there. Folks, it's not luck. We excel and we succeed because we make the decisions for us to excel and to succeed. Because the men and women that we've put in place in Texas, and specifically Williamson County, understand what it takes to be successful. We've done these things. One thing is to have the idea on how to make something work. It's something altogether different to then implement that plan. And we've done that. And we've done that with buy-in from the people of Texas. When you look at things, I have these flyers out back in the front. Look at the things that make us strong. We have success here because we understand economic development. We understand jobs. We understand that Texans can run Texas better than the federal government. We spend way too much time in the Texas House of Representatives battling the federal government. But where they won't step up, we will, and we've had to. We said no to Medicaid expansion again and again and again and again because the system is broken. And I don't trust for 1 second the federal government's going to be there with matching funds they say they're going to give us. They're not going to give them to us. And it's going to be on our backs, and we can't do that in a system that already doesn't work. So we said no to that over and over and over again. When those navigators come down from Washington, healthcare navigators to enforce Obamacare, what we said was, you play by our rules, navigators. What they've put in place in D.C. isn't good enough. So we have some extra requirements. We have some extra training. Because you work here, you're talking to our people, then you're going to play by our rules. And D.C. hated that. But guess what? We can take care of our own. And we know what it takes to be successful here, and that's exactly what we've done. So we told the navigators, okay, you're here. Comma, however, our rules. Our state, our game, you operate how we do it. One of the biggest battles we have this session was in our pro-life movement. I started in the Capitol as a young staffer in 1992. We have done more in the pro-life movement in 2 sessions than we've done in the 25 years that I've been there. It's amazing what's gotten accomplished. So when I first got to the Capitol, we were fighting tooth and nail over parental consent. Actually, back up 4 more years. Parental notification before a minor could have an abortion. Just telling the parents a minor to have an abortion, we passed that. Then we passed the parental consent. Not only do you have to know, you have to be told. You have to approve of it, all right? 2003, we redefined personhood. But let me tell you what's happened recently. Recently, the past 4 years, we've changed the landscape of what it is to be pro-life. For those of you who weren't, under a rock somewhere, you know what happened last summer. It was brutal. And quite frankly, it was scary. Right? I mean, shaved heads, tattoos, piercings, angry, and those were the women. That sounded pretty good in the restroom when I said it this morning in the mirror. It actually worked. So, I remember looking down on the rotunda, and we're looking down 2 stories, hundreds, bongos and chanting and screaming, and there was one dude. There was one dude in a blue shirt in the middle on the star with a sign, standing up for us. And man, we were, giving that guy a thumbs up. And I remember a friend of mine, we were sitting there watching, all the Republicans were watching this, and a friend of mine took a picture, and he tweeted and said, "Here's a huge crowd at the state capitol, hashtag about to be disappointed." We've done our job. We've done our job. We are more successful than any other state. We've done what it takes to be successful. But don't think for a second that we're done, because there is a battle brewing in this state. Because if Texas goes blue, and I say this without hyperbole, we will never see the White House again. Ever. That's why they're here. Because Texas literally is the battleground. So we're fighting very hard. Folks, we lost a presidential race to Barack Obama in 2012 with all the baggage and problems that man has and where he's taken our country. We lost. We lost. And there are 1,000 reasons why. But let me tell you the one reason. You ready for this? The one reason. I know you all think you know, but let me tell you the one reason why we lost. Anybody want to guess? We didn't have enough votes. We didn't have enough votes. That's the bottom line. So how do we then correct that, everybody? You get more votes. You get more votes. See, campaigns is a numbers game. Campaigns is all about looking at the numbers, understanding the numbers, and playing within the rules that are there to make sure those numbers work in your favor. It's a campaign. There's a science. For those of you who know me very well, I spent 20 years in the campaign business. This is what I did for a living. We won races. Good Lord blessed us. We're very good at it. But guess what? Our numbers maybe aren't what they used to be. We have a very important decision to make in this state and therefore this country on how we proceed going forward. I would suggest to you that if we need more votes, that we start with the fastest growing population in the country and the fastest growing population in this state, and that we do everything we can to solidify a group of people who are already conservative. In 1993, a guy named Norm Newton came to me and said, "Larry, how are we going to grow the Hispanic population in the party?" And I said, 21 years ago, "Norm, we're going to have to elect some Hispanic Republicans to then go deliver that message." Be careful what you ask for, because 21 years later, you wake up and it's me. But you know the scary part? There's only 2 more like me in the entire legislature. That's it. Jason Villalba, Larry Gonzales, and J.M. Lozano, who we converted and switched. And 0 in the Senate. Tony Dale said some very important things. But I will tell you that we have an opportunity and a responsibility in Texas to continue what we've done. But we need some help. We need some help. So I'm working very, very, very hard to make certain that my Hispanic friends understand what it is we're about. And I'm sorry, it kind of does sound different coming from me sometimes, right? Because I can tell you all about a peanut butter and jelly sandwich, but until you've put that on a tortilla, it's a different conversation, folks. There's a couple of people nodding their head. I mean, you get that thing kind of crispy, little black edges, and fold that bad boy up. Tilly. So sometimes the conversation is just different. And so I would encourage you, I'm not talking about pandering. I'm not talking about changing your value system. I'm not talking about having to change who we are or change what we believe, but to recognize in the strengths that we share. To recognize where we are together 80, 85% of the time, 90% of the time. The problem I have is, though, I get someone with me 90% of the time, and I've got some congressmen from Iowa calling my dreamers drug mules. And it sends me all the way back. And I'm starting over. So all I'm asking for is some help. And I think a group of folks who understand what it is to be successful too. Who understand what hard work is. Who serve in our military. And you won't see out there begging somewhere. Panhandling. They may be looking for work. Not panhandling. Help me. As we go forward, help me in this cause. And help me in this mission, because I'm telling you, it's a numbers game. And the survivability of our party, and the survivability of this state, and therefore the White House depends on it, and everyone's looking to Texas to get it done. Because we lost California. That used to be red, right? We lost California. But Texas is the place now. That's why they're here to take it from us. And we're not going to let them take it from us. And it's the people in this room who are going to stand with me and say, it's going to stay red. Texas is red. We're conservative. We work hard. We're successful. We know what we believe and why we believe, and we can back it up. And everyone in this room is going to stand with me, correct, and help me get this done. With that, guys, enjoy the rest of your convention.
Thank you.